Hello, hello, hello. It's Tony Microwave. I'm coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff from Mortimer Duke, from April. Iris helped out here. Undisclosed source. I'm trying to think if I missed anybody. I hope not. I hope not. Let's do this thing, shall we?
Where is Boston? Or is it? Oh, there she is. Everybody sit up. 6 South, booth 3. Keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. We'll get y'all out of here as quickly as possible. I promise. Give us a couple more seconds.
The circuit bond is 20,000.
19,000, 19,100 and some dollars.
No 10% of that, man.
No, it doesn't work that way. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And officer, we just need Mr. Musel.
All right, sir.
This was the last second edition, and if I do say so myself, it's fantastic. Debbie Davis in the house.
All right, we can at least get started on Seth's pace. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Musel is here. We'll go ahead with that matter. All right, Mr. Musel, this is an alleged probation violation. The allegation, and I'm looking at well, actually, Mr. Hamlin, could you just describe the alleged probation violation?
Sure. Judge, on October 31st of this year, Mr. Musel was not present for a drug court hearing. You had issued a bench warrant for failure to appear. On top of that, he has 10 violations.
It was Halloween. He just dressed up as the Invisible Man.
Sanctionable, if you will, stemming from September 25th of this year as recent as November 6th of this year. Between those 10 violations, you're looking at no call, no shows for drug screens, no shows for office visits, an alcohol violation, and one violation for threatening or intimidating behavior.
All right, Mr. Musel, do you understand what this hearing is about?
No.
Not asking you if you agree with it. I'm not asking you if you agree with these, but just so you said you don't understand.
You can tell it's gonna be solid right there. Nope, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Well, then go free. Brilliant.
Understand what the threatening and intimidation portion is?
No.
Mr. Hamlin, could you briefly describe that?
Yesterday during his office visit, while Officer Nagy was also present, Mr. Musel advised me that part of the reason he did not want to come in for his office visits was because he was going through some stuff. I asked him what he was going through in particular. He said he wanted to come in and just end it. Again, I questioned him about what that meant specifically, and he stated, I wanted to come in and kill you and staff.
All right.
I did not.
All right, Mr. Musel, this would not be the time to speak.
Okay,
Mr. Musel.
I did not.
Mr. Musel.
I said in my mind I killed
Okay,
myself.
Mr. Musel, I would.
Mr. Musel, this is just a time when I'm advising you of what the charges are, the probation violations. You'll get a chance to dispute them if you want to. You have the right to a contested hearing. At that hearing, probation would have to show by a preponderance of the evidence that these things were true. If probation could not do that, the matter would be dismissed. At that hearing, you'd have the right to have you or an attorney ask questions of witnesses against you. You'd have the right to have the court subpoena or order witnesses on your own behalf to be present. And you'd have the right to have, well, I think I said this already, but you or your attorney ask questions of witnesses against you. You also have the right to a court-appointed attorney. If you could not afford one, one would be appointed to represent you, or you could hire your own. Do you wish to seek a court-appointed attorney, or did you want to proceed without one or hire your own?
I wish to have an attorney.
All right, now, when you say that, I'm assuming you're asking for a court-appointed attorney, correct?
Correct.
All right. I think you had a court-appointed attorney on the principal portion of this case. One will be appointed to represent you. At this point, given the allegations, I'm not going to set bond, but I will schedule this for a hearing as soon as practical. And I think we can do that on Thursday.
Wait, why am I not getting a bond?
Because the allegation is that you made threatening comments. And until I hear more about it,
That's why
And the
you
other
did that.
allegation-
That's why you did that. I did not, Your Honor. I did not say that. I said in my mind, I wanted to
Okay.
kill him.
Mr.
I didn't
Buzel,
say
if
I
you'd
wanted
let-
to come in.
You see the distinction, don't you, Judge? I'm sorry, it's not funny, but at the same time, it's freaking hilarious.
if you,
Kill
Mr.
him.
Buzel.
I'll try to
Mr.
tell you the
Buzel.
truth.
All right, we're done. This hearing is completed.
Yeah, we are done. We're done.
Let's go. Come on.
Shit. Fuck. You ain't said there's life. You know why you like that shit. Man, fuck that.
My people.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
You created the problem you have, not me.
I object to this whole hearing. Let's go. I'm done.
All right, Mr. Walker, please prepare another order on contempt.
Mr. Cole, Trevor Cole.
Yeah.
Mr. Cole, I've got a, have a seat, sir. I've got a Class A
Oh, I forgot about this. I got this one yesterday. This one's a treat, too.
misdemeanor offense for criminal mischief. Bail in this case is set at $5,000. I've got a Class A misdemeanor offense for burglary of vehicles. Bail in this case is being set at $5,000.
Yeah, the burglary vehicle, I was in custody during the time period that that vehicle was burglarized.
Well, then tell your attorney that, okay? Could be a
Well, I told you
case of
that, and I told the
mistaken
record that.
Sorry?
Okay, the first charge, could you read the first charge to me again?
First charge is criminal mischief,
What's the criminal mischief in regards to?
boat, I believe.
Was it for changing my clothes at Republic Park?
Hey, no, it was not.
Was it for taking
Mr.
a
Cole,
can
give
out?
me a second to finish this and I'll try to answer.
What is the criminal mischief? What was the?
I just told you, it's in regards to a boat. All these cases are
The best part of this is all the other guys here waiting for their case to be called are so uncomfortable with this whole thing all the way to the end.
I'm talking to you about are in regards to a boat.
I was in custody.
Hey, then tell your attorney, okay?
I'm telling the court record that.
Mr. Cole, you have a state jail felony offense for theft of property. Bail in this case is considered $10,000. Additionally, bail is that you stay away from the apartment or the marina, St. Tropez Marina, okay? Now, Mr. Cole, it sounds like you have a court-appointed attorney that you've worked with before. Is that right?
David Gibson.
Okay, and you're still requesting a court-appointed attorney. Is that correct?
No, I don't want a court-appointed attorney.
Are you going to hire your own? Are you going to hire your own
I
attorney?
work with David Gibson because I was working with David Gibson. You have 4 clerical agents here. I asked for David Gibson's contact information, and you denied that.
I didn't deny it. I said I don't
You
know
said to
it.
have me removed from the room.
We're not going to be
Yeah, why
contacting
are you
attorneys on your behalf, Mr. Cole. I'm sorry.
This is an ex post facto charging for charging me with burglary of boat. It's an ex post facto charging. Go, man. Charging me with burglary of boat is ex post facto charging. You were guilty of subornation of felony for the ex post facto charging. And a violation of U.S. 5 Stat 371, for the right to strike is legitimate government of the United States. Ex post facto charging. What are you doing? What's wonderful with you?
They are all watching.
Back to myself. What's wonderful with you?
Mr. Barron, Ray Barron, Baron, where are you, sir? Raise your hand. Ray Barron?
For sedition, racketeering, and capital felony treason. And I don't mind putting judicial officials in prison.
And good morning, everyone. This is the time that is set for cases entitled State of Kansas versus Christopher Daniel Kimmerly. And the case numbers are 10 CR 512, 17 CR 299. Representing Butler and Associates is.
By the way, yes, I'm aware. I announced her stream on my stream. April already streamed this, but she asked me to do it. I don't know why, but it's good.
Its attorney, Preston Duncan. The defendant in these criminal cases is Christopher Kimmerly, and currently incarcerated at Hutchinson Correctional State Institution. And subsequently, the court has before it defendant's objections to garnishments, and those have been responded to by counsel representing Butler and Associates in regards to collection of debt herein. And we'll start. I have had an opportunity to review the objection and the responses, and we'll begin, Mr. Kimmerly. Any particular argument you'd like to make to the court?
Yeah, I mean, I guess essentially any kind of agreement or understanding that we had was, you know, through me, through an attorney, through the district attorney's office there in Butler County with the courts. In retrospect, I have no contract. I have no willings and dealings or doings with Butler and Associates. I tried to very cordially reach out to him and set up a payment plan. And then I explained to him that I'm currently housed in a maximum facility segregation unit. And it's not my doing. I'm not down here because I want to be down here. I'm not down here for disciplinary reasons or protective custody or you know, there's just things outside my control that have me housed in Supermax pretty much. I mean, that's what this is. I can't have a job. I can't make no money. So when I set up the payment plan, I explained all that to him, you know, hey, I'm sitting here with a life sentence. I have no financial income. I have nothing assets or of value. I can't have a job until God knows when this OSR situation is handled. The prospects of me getting a private industry job wouldn't be until the year, I do believe, 2062. You know, at that point, I'll be 70 years old, and I likely won't make the cut to even be employed with any private industry companies because of my age. And, you know, you're pretty much that age. No offense to you. We're old, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm bumping 70. I'm not quite there, but I'm getting there soon.
You got a good job where you're established out there.
I got you. Sure.
See, me being 62, 63 years old in here where there's going to be.
Hey, thanks, guy in the Supermax for the next 30 years. I really appreciate how you, I really appreciate your pat on the back for my whole judicial career. That's cool.
A lot of other prospects that are, you know, getting out in the near future. They're younger, you know what I mean? They're going to be more viable for them positions. And explaining all that with Butler and Associates and trying to set up the payment plan, then they immediately just started garnishing everything I had, every nickel and dime, and they forced me into absolute indigency. I'm in a rut now. I'm not going to beg or panhandle my family for money to pay this company off that I don't have a contract with, that I never established. I didn't tell them to go dig around in file cabinets and find these old court cases where people didn't pay their fines, fees, and restitution and start hounding us to the, you know, and here's essentially what's going to happen is I'm not going to put any money on my books. I'm not going to ask any of my family for money that they can just come and have, you know, and I try to be cordial with them. And then they kept taking my money, taking my money, taking my money. So I wrote them a letter and I said, hey, these are the courses of action I'm going to take. I'm going to get a hold of the Reno District Courthouse down here, and I'm going to get a cease and desist, and I'm going to get a protection from stalking, because that's essentially what you're doing at this point. And they had the audacity to send the letter back, and then I got disciplinary. I got fines and fees tacked on top of that. And I'm just, so it really doesn't essentially matter. They can go away and leave me be to serve my life sentence. And I can utilize my books, or I'll put money on someone else's books, and I'll do the willing and dealing and the trading, and I'll risk that DR and those fines, and I'll enjoy my money.
Thank you, Mr. Kimberly. Mr. Kimberly, in looking back through your two Butler County cases going back to 2010 and 2017, I did not find these life sentences. Is that something you've accumulated after that point in time?
Yes, I caught a case, 19 CR 465 in 2019 in Sedgwick County, Kansas. It's murder in the first degree, arson, theft, and possession of a firearm. It's currently in appeals, so God knows, you know, but I've been through the ringer in your courts multiple times to know that the appellant process is laughable.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kimberly. And argument on response, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, Your Honor. He is correct. We didn't make a contract with him over this. These are debts owed to the court, and the court has reached out to us to collect on these debts. So it wasn't on our own fruition digging through old court cases. These are actually given to us by the court to collect on. In regard to him not wanting to pay, State v. Douglas holds that the court costs are due and owing at the time of sentencing, regardless if the defendant is incarcerated or not. So therefore, we're allowed to garnish him for those owed court costs and those fees while he's incarcerated. I haven't heard any statutory exemptions from Mr. Kimberly. It doesn't look like we've actually received much of anything in the form of garnishments from him anyway. I do see that we got, it looks like $13.97 back in March of this year. Aside from that, it doesn't look like we've received anything on any of the 5 accounts that we have for Mr. Kimberly.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. And Mr. Kimberly, what I'm focused on is the statute that I think is controlling on this. It's KSA 20-169C5, and it states that collection contract shall provide for a fee to be paid to the contracting agent for collection services, but that fee shall not be deducted from the debts owed to the court or restitution. Instead, the collection service fee is added to the total cost owed. And I think that's the controlling statute. I understand your concern and upset for the situation in regards to the garnishments that occur, but subsequently, from what I know from review of the statutes, I think that the position taken by the collection agency, Butler and Associates, is appropriate and correct. And the court subsequently does overrule your objection. And the court does request that Mr. Duncan prepare an appropriate journal entry memorializing the findings and order of the court today. And I think that that is where it stands at this point in time. Anything further, Mr. Kimberly?
Yeah, see, well, the issue there is they're getting this interest or these, you know, these fees for a collection that I could send directly to you, like if the money was available. So here, you know, I sit there and I look at these receipts and, you know, interest, I'm barely going to make that a year, as you know, it's so essentially it's just, I'm barely nipping away at interest. And that's what's going to happen for the next, I don't know, 40 something years. So what my, I guess, complaint or argument or deal was, I was reaching out to you guys to just say, hey, I've served my time. You know what I mean? I'm sorry you didn't get your court costs and your fees, but I served my time. You know what I mean? And to have these guys continuously hound me and me get pulled out for legal mail and cuffed up like this and walked up there for what everybody in the prison industry calls a paper dick. You know what I mean? It's just, it gets a little old. I mean, if you want this money, stop sending these redundant collection notices and save some paper. I don't. So what I'm asking the courts is you guys can surely contact the district attorney's office and say, hey, that man served his time for us. Now he's serving his time for Sedgwick County and he's never coming home. Can we just give this man a little bit of peace and quiet? That's all I'm asking for, just be left alone. Because I'm going to say this, they will never get another dime because I'm not going to put no money on my books ever. So leave me alone. I got a DR trying to reach out and be somewhat cordial the first time. And then, so it's just all that's going to happen is you're going to ingrain and instill an absolute immoral hate in me for these people in this company that when I do get out at 82 years old, woe to the inhabitants of earth. You know what I mean? Why? Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Kindly.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Kimberly. And anything further, Mr. Duncan?
Thank you. We'll keep that for your future parole hearings. Thank you. Thank you.
From plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right. There being nothing further to come before the court is in recess.
Holy wow. That's magical.
All right, so ordered. Take care of yourself, madam. Please Uber in the future.
Okay, I saw that.
All right, next we have Miss Khalil. Madam, you've been charged with let's see. Looks like it's a stage of felony accident involving personal injury or death. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in a state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $50,000 plus random UAs. Do you have any questions, madam, regarding your charge or bond amount?
I charge how many charge? How much charge?
It's, the bond amount is $50,000. Do you need an interpreter, Miss Khalil? Or is English okay?
No, I need Arabic.
You need an interpreter.
Okay. It's not funny, but it is because she talks like Borat.
Yeah, but I have two options. It's charge or what?
I mean, all I'm giving you is your charge and your bond amount. The charge is accident involving death or serious bodily injury, and the bond has been set at $50,000. But we can get you an interpreter to make sure you understand what's happening. Would you like for me to get you an interpreter this morning?
I will go out or no? I will come back or no to my house?
I'm not sure what you're asking me. You mean, will you be out on bond? An attorney can get you a bond.
I will go home. I will charge and go home.
You're not going home right now? No. So would you like for me to get you an interpreter to explain everything to you?
I will charge.
I will charge. Melina, what is she trying to tell me?
Okay.
She wants to know if that's the only charge and then if she can go home.
Yeah, that's the only charge, but no, you can't.
I like how the Hispanic guy claims to translate for her. I mean, he is helpful, and I think he's probably right, but it's hilarious nonetheless.
She was telling me that she needed an interpreter, but I asked her that she didn't state that earlier when she was interviewed, and she just mentioned it to me. I said, well, if we get you an interpreter, it's going to take a little longer to talk to the judge. Is that fine? Okay. And she said, no, I'll talk to judge now.
Yeah, I don't think she understands what I'm saying though. And it's a very serious charge with a big bond amount. So,
Okay.
Ms. Khalil, I'm going to reset you for the next judge so we can get you an interpreter this morning, okay? I want to make sure you understand what is happening.
They're going to have an interpreter so they can understand you and the judge, okay?
It's a big problem.
Well, you have to understand exactly what they're
Understand.
Mhm.
You have to be able to understand what I'm saying in English.
I love this. I mean this in a good way. This is the most American scenario you could possibly imagine. The judge is doing fine. She's trying, and then she doesn't. She doesn't speak English well. The right result comes along, but then we got Speedy Gonzalez translating, and the worst part is he's doing a good job. Like, he sort of says it more forcefully with an accent, and she responds better to it. I don't know. It's fun.
I know. What do you say? It's a big problem.
This case is very serious.
My situation.
Yes, ma'am. This case.
Yeah, it's a big problem. You got a $50,000 bond. You did something bad. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, it's a big problem.
This is very serious. Absolutely. Do you understand?
Yeah, I am understand. But yani, I will can't today go home.
Not at this time, madam. No.
I will stay here
until you get a bond. Yes. Until you get a bond by either an attorney or a bondsman.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. How much to charge?
It's $50,000. That's the third time I've said it.
It's 50,000.
Correct. That's your bond amount.
No, 10,000.
What is she asking me, Molina?
No 10,000.
Not 10,000.
I think she means 10%. Like, it's your bond's 50,000. No 10,000? No, it's 50,000.
50.
50. It's a cash or payment.
You pay 5 to 10% of that amount. So you pay anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. That's the going rate to get out of jail in Travis County right now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand, madam? Because it's not a big deal for us to get you an interpreter. It only takes us about an hour and a half to get an interpreter here.
I will stay here.
I think we need an interpreter, Your Honor. She was telling that yes.
Just tell her that at 8:30 a.m. we'll call the interpreter and we'll bring her back in front of Judge Vigorito. Okay?
Yes,
8:30 a.m., madam.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll get you an interpreter around 8 a.m., okay? Around 8:30, yes.
Yeah.
So you can talk to the interpreter.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, bye. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh no, we need an interpreter.
Is there a way you can please let me out today because I'm supposed to be going for a job interview? Like, get a job.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna let you out. Sorry.
Keontre. Oh, and Jamarius Spraggins.
All right, we're gonna end on a high note. This was sent to me by Mortimer Duke. It's just all kinds of cute.
They're all back there in the back, but we want to keep this man. KC.
Yeah, I want to talk to him and see if we can maybe get it.
That's you, KC?
Right.
All right. We're going to keep KC and the Sunshine Company over there in the jury box.
It's banned, but nobody's counting, Judge. It's all right.
Remember that? KC and Sunshine?
Man.
That's a great group. Keep it coming, love. Keep it coming, love. Don't stop me now. Remember that song? KC. Yeah, that's great.
I absolutely love it.
Bring it again, Judge?
No. You heard it once. That's it.
Ain't gonna happen again.
My father was a great singer. He did not pass that gene to me. I wish. Dad was a singer. He would sing. Oh, well, he had fine art skills that are just great. He could do everything. What?
Working the radio channel or like that?
Oh, he was in radio and television. Essentially his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And partnered with some great people, some talented people. They had some great things that unfortunately aren't on television much anymore. All this with network stuff.
Yeah.
The only local things are news now.
That's it.
and They don't have local programming as much as they used to have, which gave local people a chance to be on television. And where on live television in those old days, anything could happen. Anything could happen. And
It's kind of like YouTube, Judge.
it did, because you couldn't undo it.
Yeah.
When it happened out there.
There was a lot of delay back then.
It wasn't
live
much
is
delay.
live.
No, it wasn't enough delay.
Didn't have the editor, producer in the studio with the delay button,
Well, hardly a day goes by without someone coming up and going, I remember when I was a kid, I saw this and I can't believe that. And it's so funny. And I said, yeah, but that doesn't happen much anymore.
Andre Jones and Marsh Crockett.
Well, there you go. That's all I had to scrape together today. And it was weird. It was disjointed as I put it together. So sometimes that happens, and then I forget all the stuff that's in there. I'm not gonna lie, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I might have been overselling it in the beginning, but as it played out, it wasn't all bad. We had some good stuff. All right, thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.